Hi, Dougie Bird from Douglas Sacker World here for this weekend, the 15th and 16th of May. We're going to talk to you about offshore fishing at the moment. So I'll start in close. So there's still plenty of cobia around. The cobia is really good. So you need to get live baits. You need to fish the 18 and 24 fathom reefs straight out the front of the seaway, all the way down to sort of off Currumbin area or even Tweed. The big problem's been sharks. So they're really big fish that you're catching. They're in about sort of 10 to 30 kilos, and it takes you a while to get them in, obviously. And the sharks are right up their date, so they're plucking them off as easy prey whilst you're trying to fight them into the boat. So the problem is the sharks. So how do you eradicate the sharks? I don't know. Can't do anything except wind faster, lock that drag up a bit more, and hope you don't break any gear. But yeah, you just got to really go hard. Go hard and just try and get them to the boat quick as you can. The sharks are just everywhere. They're in plague proportion. They're a pain in the backside. I don't know, every year gets worse and worse and worse, and I can just see it only getting even more worse again in the next few seasons, next few years. So see what happens. But anyhow, for now, I had to be a fish out the water because she hasn't got much of a life with all those sharks around. But good fun though. Other species you're going to catch whilst you're doing that are jewfish, mac tuna, the odd longtail tuna, and of course the odd Spanish mackerel and wahoo. So fishing live baits on the bottom, fishing live baits mid-water, fishing live baits on the surface. Live slimies, live yakkers, live tailor, live pike, live shamaji, which is like a little trevally. But the cobia like all of those. I've even caught cobia on sweep in the past, a little small sweep. Whatever I can get my hands on, I throw out live if you can't get bait. So sometimes the bait's hard to get. So yeah, cobia's a different thing. Snapper, there's been a few snapper on the close reefs as well. They've been early morning, sort of right on daylight. You've got probably an hour window after daylight to about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And fishing a few on the 18 fathoms, but more predominantly on the 24 fathom reef, from the Diamond Reef down to sort of east of Q1. The cobia are there as well, so they're the ones that have been whacking us hard on their snapper gear, and obviously you don't get to see them very often, but great fun when you hook them up. At night time, there's been quite a few dew on the close reefs, the 18 fathom reef and the 12 fathom reefs. There's a new moon at the moment, so when the moon starts coming up, full moon the next week or two, the fishing only get better for the dewies at night. This is the month that we really do well on the jewfish, so this month in June. So give that a shot. Other than that, there's a few tailor around the bags and on Mermaid Beach Reef. I haven't had much of the doggy mackerel the school mackerel the last week. There's the odd Spanish mackerel still around, 100% they're still out there on the Diamond Reef and on the 18 fathom reef. And there's been quite a few wahoo, actually plenty of wahoo, more than mackerel I think, along the back side of the 24 fathom reef in between 45 and 50 metres around the fad area of sort of Q1. And just trolling high speed skirts at about 10 to 12 knots, or high speed minnows at about 8 to 10 knots. Dropping back a fair way behind the boat and get those revs up. That's been really good. Out the 36 fathom reefs, the snapper haven't quite come in there yet either. It's still a bit warm on the water temperature. Still even the odd dolphin fish around the fad. A few pearl perch on the back side of 36 fathom reef and about that 65 to 68 metres where it drops off. Look for the wireweed and you'll catch pearl perch there. On the 50 fathom reef, the kings have been quite good northeast, up around 27.43 and 153.43 on your lat and longitude. You need live baits preferably, or jigs, okay? They will take pilchards, but they're more predominantly going to go live bait or jigs. You fish in the bottom, of course, and jig it up, or just drop your live it down to the bottom with a paternoster type rig and 2 snelled hooks off the paternoster rig. There's some big fish amongst them too, folks. Pearl perch have been on the outside edge of the 50 fathom reef in that sort of 90 to 110 metre mark. Look for the wireweed patches, just zoom into a 10 metre window, sounder along that edge between 90 and 110 to sort of zoom slowly, work your way up and down, and try and find some wireweed and fish the wireweed. Remember, pearl perch don't like floaters, they don't like your line drag, they like slack, okay, slack line on the bottom. So you need to up the ante on the sinker and back up a bit on the boat, and as soon as that line goes slack, they'll just smash it, okay? They can be sitting there all the time and you don't think there's no fish around, but as soon as you get a bit of slack line, they're straight onto it. So give that a shot. Out further, the pearl has been really good at about 140 metres. Where if you can find that wireweed and little clumps of stuff, that's where they'll be. Out further again, around the 280 metre mark, it's been quite a lot of bar cod, a few flame snapper. The fishing's been pretty good actually, guys. There's no current. It's so easy fishing at the moment. It's like 0.6 of a knot. So it's really good. And there's been a lot of blue marlin around that depth and all the way out to around 600 metres, okay? So heaps blue marlin, it's a big hot bite at the moment, so if you've got to go trolling and hook yourself a 500 pound fish, this is the time to do it. But you'll need at least 50 or 80 pound tackle minimum, okay? And lots of line on your reel and big guns, or strong guns. Because it's a bit of a hard fight getting those big boys in, but they go hard, yeah. So plenty of blue marlin around, and see lots of guys out there this weekend doing it. The weather's not too bad. Saturday's the day this weekend to do it, which is tomorrow. And Sunday looks sort of not too bad in the morning for that bit of wind comes up in the afternoon. Just be careful any westerly winds out there, folks. But no current, so the fishing's also good deep as well for blue eye and bass groper and bar cods as well. That's probably about it for offshore. Just you got plenty of options there, folks. So the weather's good, go and do it. That's Dougie Burt from Doug Burt's Tackle World. Catch you next time. Oh, sorry, one last thing. The pearl is, we went on Monday and smashed the pearl perch on the octa type jigs, like this type of thing here, in like the 200 grams. These guys do go up to 300 grams, so not as any current at the moment, but if you're fishing in that sort of 120 to 150 metre mark, and you're using say 50 to 80 pound braid, you may need to use a bit heavy to get you down in that depth if there's a bit of wind, especially just to hold you on the bottom. As I said, pearlies don't like slack line. 200 grams will probably be enough to do you in that same depth if you're using like P3 or P4 line, a bit thinner. Okay. You get a hit on the way down. It's just incredible fishing. A couple of different ways of doing it. One is you drop at the bottom, and if you don't get on the way down, you just do just a slow lift up and just a one or so turn on the way down, and quite a high lift. Okay. The other way is just like a lift and a slow turn, lift and slow turn, or even just a half turn on the lift, on the fall. Sorry. So just work out how they like it, but at the moment it doesn't matter. They're just slamming it. So just get out there and do it. They'll also take the little short sort of flutter type jigs as well, around that 200 gram size or 150 grams. Anyhow, good luck out there, and see you next week. Take a bit from Doug Burt's Tackle World. Thank you, bye.